私が特別に君を他のクラスに移動するよう計らおう。彼らの監視の任務、レム・トキミヤ一人に任せることになるが。
待ってください。レムはあのクラスに一人。
God damn it. Now he believes that we're like dangerous and hates us.
できないと思うんです。あいつは優しいから。俺も引き続きクラスゼロに残ります。
ほほう、そうかね。さすがクナギリ君の弟だ。彼らに不審な動きがあった時は報告してくれ。
はい。
It's messed up. This whole thing's messed up.
俺は誓うよ。兄さんを奪ったクラスゼロの誰よ。俺は強い。
Oh shit.
俺は兄さんの思い出を失った。けどレムは絶対に失わない。守り抜く。何をしてでも。
Oh man. What a twist! Oh, damn it, I hate that guy! Freaking Commandant guy. Alright. So we know that dude, he's trying to play Machina. Obviously. He's trying to play him against us. He's freaking working for the Empire, I know it. He's got something going on with the Empire. He's trying to aid them in some way. Alright, let me see what's here. My favorite Final Fantasy elk is Final Fantasy VII. I know that's an overstated thing, but it's genuinely my favorite Final Fantasy. It's got the nostalgia factor for me because it was the first Final Fantasy that I was introduced to, and I loved it, dude. Like, it was my favorite thing in the world for a long time, and it's still one of my favorite things in the whole world. I love the characters. The protagonist, Cloud, I think his story is fascinating, between his identity crisis and the people he's linked to, like Aerith and Zack, and then his connection with the main villain Sephiroth, I always found to be really gripping. That's a game that I can still play to this day, and I've beaten it like 10 times. And I'll still read through all the story, and I'll still like experience all the feels and everything. And but that's my favorite Final Fantasy. Other than that, I've played Final Fantasy 1. I've played some of 3. I've played some of 6, or a lot of 6 actually. I've played beat 7, seen all of 8, beat 9, beat 10, dabbled in 11 very briefly. Played through all of 12 up to the final boss fight, and then just sold the game. I don't know why. I don't know where that decision came from. I put like 112 hours into this game or something like that, and then I was just like, nope. Don't want to play it anymore. Final Fantasy 13 I played 40, 42, 43 hours of, and then I was like, nope. Decided not to finish that one, but then I had my friend come over and he finished it for me, and I just watched him. He's a huge 13 fan. He's like, you have to see the end. It's amazing. It gets so cool. And he was right. The story sequence towards the end of 13 was awesome. It just sucks that it took fucking 50 hours for you to get to that point. And then this one, I haven't finished yet, but it's turning out to be awesome. It's definitely going on my list of favorite Final Fantasies, because I'm having a good time with it. But yeah, there's my Final Fantasy expertise. Well, I've played a lot of Game Boy versions too. You know, they had like Final Fantasy Adventures and Final Fantasy Adventures 2, and then there was Tactics, and what else did they make? Crystal Chronicles. And then they made Chocobo Dungeon games, which I never got to play the Chocobo Dungeon games. Just to save. Ugh. I get so distracted when I start talking. I forget like the last action I took in the game. Okay. Usually they don't want the money and they just don't want, or they don't just want the money and leave. Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm mixing all that up. They just want the money and leave. They don't really look to harm you, so I'd just be like, go for it. Get to go home early tonight. Would you receive any sort of repercussions, like if you got robbed and like the money just went missing. Like obviously they'd watch the videotapes, right? So they'd know that you weren't lying or anything. But do you have to do anything else when something like that happens, or do you just kind of, well, this happened, you call your boss and just be like, hey, I got robbed, and they'd be like, okay, go home. How do you handle that? Madi just moved from Pennsylvania. Oh wow. And Chris lives in Pennsylvania, or he's from Pennsylvania. Okay. So Chris is from Pennsylvania. Madi was from Pennsylvania. Where did you move to, Madi? From Pennsylvania. What didn't you like about Pennsylvania? See, Final Fantasy 14 a lot. Oh, do you really? It's really, really good, and it's only getting better. Oh, finally, another person that plays Final Fantasy 14. I used to play it, and I've been looking for a reason to get back into it. Mainly people to play with. But obviously, I don't have the money for the subscription fee at the moment. But once I start rolling in some income here, it'll probably take a while, but I plan on getting back into it. That's a really, really great MMO, and they brought the themes of Final Fantasy into it perfectly. Guys, since I saved here, I'm just talking with you guys and catching up now. I'm not going to be doing any more gameplay tonight because it's the end of my stream. It's already 6:10. I usually wrap up at 6 because I start at 10 in the morning. So if you guys are not going to want to stay for the conversation and you're looking for more gameplay, then please come back next week. And thank you for spending the time that you did spend in here. I appreciate it. I'm glad to have you. Let me see. What class are you in Final Fantasy 14, Elk? I know I'm so behind. I'm trying to catch up. Hope the Commandant gets attacked by the Hundlegs. They're gonna take him out back and bend him over. That's what they're gonna do, Huntress. Yeah, the Commandant's instigating. He's being a troll. Yeah, you're right. A movie for each game would be really cool, actually. You call management and the cops if that happens. Okay, Chris. So, management, cops, and then do you just hang out and wait for people to show up, or what? And then I'm sure that like they just figure everything out, figure out what happened, and then would you go in the next day like nothing happened, or did they have to assess some stuff? Because I'm sure they suffer damages from that. They probably have to do like hour cutbacks and stuff. No. Let's see, Elk liked the Final Fantasy 13 series, mainly the battle system. It was engaging for a while. I did like at first how it mixed up the ATB elements with slightly real-time elements. And then as they progressed the battle system to 13.2 and then to Lightning Returns, it became like it slowly started turning more real-time than ATB. Lightning Returns had an interesting battle system, and I actually liked it a lot, even though I only played the demo. I just didn't like the storyline enough, and I didn't care for Final Fantasy 13 enough to play all the games, so I didn't really get into it after 13. I want a movie version of Type-0. What if they made it, Huntress? Can you imagine? That'd be really cool. Yes, Elk, I have played Golden Sun. Oh, I used to love Golden Sun on the Game Boy Advance. It was one of my favorite all-time RPGs back then. I think I played it when I was in 4th or 5th grade. And I remember because I used to bring my Game Boy to school all the time. I was one of those kids that would always finish their work quick. I'd do my homework in class and just get it done so I wouldn't have anything to do at home. And then half the time, like while everyone else was doing assignments, I'd just sit there. And so I got this idea in my head, well, I'll just play my Game Boy while I wait. Well, the teacher sure didn't like that. Mainly because the students really wanted to play whenever they were supposed to be doing work. And I didn't understand that at the time. But that battle theme was stuck in my head for like the next 5 years because I was so into that game. The characters were awesome. I really liked Isaac. I loved the Jin system, or the Jinny system. Is it Genie or Jinny? I don't know. There's 2 N's, so I always called him Jin. That was really cool. The abilities were cool for a Game Boy Advanced RPG. Like, it was turn-based, right? So you wanted to have cool, flashy spell effects, and they had awesome spell effects at the time. They had summons. I was like, what? There's summons in this game too? This is amazing. It was... Golden Sun is awesome. Elk, you got me so excited. I really liked that game. Mahdi, Pennsylvania was ghetto? But you moved because your hubby is military. Oh, okay. What branch is he in, Mahdi? So, Chris, are you saying that if I visit Pennsylvania, I want to go visit Lancaster? Elk, Heaven's Ward is coming out in June. Dark Knight, Astrologian, and Machinist look amazing. I was really excited for the Dark Knight class, as I'm sure a lot of other Final Fantasy fans were too. It'll be cool to see how they implement that in the MMO, and how they use it how they make it useful and balanced in instanced activities. Because I know that those require specific types of parties, and now they're adding 3 more classes, so all of a sudden they have to diversify a little bit on your options in the dungeons and stuff. I bet they do really well with Heaven's Ward. It looks really great. Yep, like nothing happened. Wow, must be nice, Chris. You're an item level 130 white mage. Damn, Elk. Dude, brag it, show it off. You put some time into that, man. That's cool. Oh, Mata, you used to be Army? Like every place I went to, and was so upset when I did have to come back to Philly. Luckily, it is never for too long. So they just keep you guys really busy, huh? Moving you around all over the place? I would ask more about it, but I'm sure you can't talk about a lot of it. That would be the first time you cried during a movie if they made a Type-0 movie? Man, you got nerves of steel, Huntress. I think I've said that before, but good gosh. The ninja was added pretty recently? Oh, you know what? I did not hear about that. That sounds cool. How was the ninja class? Or did you check it out? Is it really, Chris? I might just have to play Lightning Returns then. I was under the impression that I needed to know what went on in 2 to really understand the events of Lightning Returns. A cosplay simulator. Did you know Asianin? Yeah, of course you knew. I think I've told you this before when everyone was here. I've talked about it a couple times actually. But anyway, Lightning Returns in Japan was marketed as as one of those like mobile dress-up games. Everyone thought it was going to be just a Lightning dress-up game for their phone or something. And when it came out, it was a AAA title, a AAA like action not action RPG, but JRPG. I think they actually called it action RPG at the time, which I didn't agree with. It's not actiony enough. But anyway, it was supposed to be a dress-up game, and people were pissed when it launched. Like, they were like, "What the hell? You come out with this game? I can't even play it because I don't got the time. I got to work. I got to do all this." People were upset, and they ended up making a mobile dress-up game because of it. Because people were so upset. It wasn't marketed that way here in the States, but it was marketed that way overseas, or in Japan anyway. I just found that kind of interesting. Okay, Chris beat Final Fantasy 13, but you couldn't play through 13 too. Yeah, I know how it is. Hey, I know. I'm wrapping up. Give me a minute. Okay. He's Navy, and you're an Army vet. Okay. Cool. Well, thank you for one thing. Thank you both for your service and the time that you put in for our country. I really appreciate that. And the dead zombie. Hey, welcome back, or welcome to the fence, zombie. Now we got 2 zombies in here. How are you doing today? I hope you enjoyed the stream and are enjoying the conversation and everything too. Thanks for saying what's up. See, Crisis Core and Type-0 are the only games, movies, and books that make you cry. Wow. I've cried over so many games, movies, and books, Huntress. I feel like kind of a bitch now. I'm a very sensitive person, actually. Stuff hits me in the feels more than anybody else realizes, I think. Dead Zombie, man, you just accepted LLG status. Thank you so much for being here today. I appreciate all the love and support, and I'm glad you've been enjoying the show. Look forward to seeing you around more often, man. Let's see. Don't use Ninja, but it's a top tier DPS. Better than Monk. Oh, wow. Which has caused some controversy. So, it's better than Monk, so that people probably getting pissed off because they spent all this time on their Monk class, and now there's something that's statistically more powerful, and it makes them kind of obsolete. I don't understand that line of thinking, personally. You can have something where you can dish out a certain amount of DPS, and then you can have something else that can dish out a similar but less amount of DPS, and it's trash. The whole community just thinks it's garbage. Like, fuck that. No one should use that. That's stupid. It's garbage. Why would you use that? It's such a weak weapon, such a weak class, such a weak ability or build or whatever. But then, like, you end up with all this big community of, like, cookie cutter heroes. Everyone's just like, yeah, I'm this, but does it really matter? You're that guy and that guy and that guy, and you just did the same thing instead of enjoying it. I feel like that takes enjoyment out of the game if you just focus statistically the whole time. But that's just me. And you see how I play games. The story, I'm all into the NPCs and the characters and the world and what's going on. Like, I don't really care about that stuff. Maybe that's why I feel that way. But I know in MMO, when other players are involved and everything, there creates some sort of like competition. So, you know, you feel like, oh, you've got pressure on you to be better as a player because your friend over here is doing this well, or has done this task, or has acquired this piece of gear, you know, and you want to do it too. And then, or maybe someone else is just talking shit and you just want to put it in their mouth, you know, and so you have to go and get tough so you can. I guess that's one of the great things about MMOs now, is there's so many different ways you can play it. That's pretty much how it is with all video games too. Zombie's also from Pennsylvania. Lots of people from Pennsylvania here today. It's a good deal. Alright, Marty. No problem. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. It's good talking with you. Okay, Huntress, you're 13, and those are the only two things that make you cry. It is impressive. Not only that, and not to sound sexist, but it's the truth. You're a 13-year-old girl, and those are the only two things that make you cry. Give yourself a pat on the back. You're tough. You're a tough cookie. Naruto Shippuden Parent EP. Those feels. In the endish of Sword Art Online 2 second season dim feels. I know. Sword Art Online had a lot of feel moments, actually. But that one in season 2 took the cake. I sat there and cried like a baby for like a few minutes. Like, in some of the moments leading up to it, and even in some of the episodes before where they just kind of hinted at it, I was like, oh no. It made me all sad. But that's okay. Alright guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I have had a great time with all of you. I can't wait for Monday. Tomorrow's my day off, but I may start doing this thing where on Sundays whenever I'm off, I know other streamers, and I know people that like to play games and stream their gameplay just casually too, that aren't really doing it for like a serious thing. But I want to start hosting my friends' channels, and I want to start hosting my viewers' channels and other people that help out with the stream and stuff like that might be interested in streaming themselves. So on Sundays, even though I'm not going to be live, you may see my channel live from time to time, and I encourage you guys to go and check it out, see who's playing, see who I'm hosting, and if you like it, give them some support, man. Share the love. But yeah, guys, that's all I have for you all today, and you've been wonderful, and I'm going to have myself a good weekend tomorrow, and I hope that you all have a fantastic Sunday, and I'll see you on Monday. If you want some more Fence time and you've got some social media action going, then you can find me on Twitter, you can find me on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, all at FenceChild LLG. I'll make sure I get the links there in the chat for you before I head out. And other than that, guys, you all have a great one, and we'll see you next time here on The Fence. Give 'em hell. Alright, take care, guys.